Hello, and welcome to Mrs. D's Baking TV. I'm Mrs. D, and I simply love to bake. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you a couple of things. We're going to make brioche. Yes, we are. We're going to make a lemon twisted loaf, a cinnamon twisted loaf, and we're going to make some cinnamon pastries. Now, in my first video, I attempted to take several different recipes that I'd seen on the internet, put them together, and I thought that I would have a successful bake. Well, things didn't turn out exactly like I thought they would, but I thought that I would show you the good and the bad of baking with freshly milled flour. Because if you're a beginner like me, and I still say that I'm a beginner because I'm still learning, on several occasions I'll watch videos that people have created beautiful pastries using freshly milled flour and using all-purpose flour. Well, sometimes the all-purpose flour recipes don't translate well when you're trying to do freshly milled flour. But today I am going to attempt to show you brioche, because brioche is one of my most favorite types of dough. So follow along and see what happens in the end. So what we have here is the first loaf that I attempted and some cinnamon pastries. Now, I'm not going to tell you all about these cinnamon pastries. You will have to follow along and watch till the very end. These cinnamon pastries were not cute, but guys, they were delicious. The two recipes that I'm going to follow today, one is from Grains in Small Places, and the other recipe is from the Flour Barn. Here are the nutritional facts of the two wheats that I used. I used hard white wheat and Kamut. That is one of the things that I thoroughly enjoy about using wheat berries, the nutritional facts. And for those of you who've not watched my videos, I'm using the Mock Meal Lino 200. I love how powdery and soft this mock meal can get my wheat berries when turning it into freshly milled flour. This next step is not a part of the original recipe. When searching the internet for brioche recipes using freshly milled flour, I found one where they said if you sift the flour, sift some of the bran out of the flour, it'll allow your dough to be soft and pillowy. Well, the sieve that I was using, the holes were too big and most of the bran just slipped right through, so skip this step. So this next method, oh, I'm so glad I found this recipe from Grains in Small Places. This next part, I used Tangzhong for the first time. The Tangzhong method is an Asian baking technique where you use a small portion of the flour and milk and you cook it until it turns into a thick paste. This process helps your dough to hold moisture, resulting in your bread being light and fluffy. And guys, it actually helps your bread to last longer. So here I'm just taking the butter, adding it to our warm Tangzhong, and just allowing that butter to go ahead and melt just a little bit, and also cooling down our Tangzhong. And then just follow the recipe as listed. You're going to add all of your ingredients to your bowl and mix them well together. Now, this vital wheat gluten is not in the original recipe, but I added it because I wanted my bread to be as soft as possible. Next, you're going to add your Tangzhong, your freshly milled flour, and you are going to mix those ingredients together until all of your flour is well incorporated. I'm so used to scraping down the bowl, I can't help it. But I love using this Joy D mixer. This step is not necessary because in the mixing process, all of that flour will end up in your dough anyway. So you can skip that. Don't do it. And now that all of our flour is well incorporated, we are going to now do what we call autolyze or autolyse. That's a period where you allow your dough to sit and rest for about 15 minutes just to allow that freshly milled flour to absorb all of the liquid. Next, we're going to add our yeast. Now, I will tell you, this mixing process, because this is when you are going to mix until you see that beautiful window pane. This took about 35 minutes in my Joy Dee mixer. Now, the filling for the recipe, I got these recipes from the Bright and Buttery lemon baraka bread recipe from the Flour Barn. So I'm going to use their filling for the cinnamon bread and also their filling for the lemon loaf. So check out the Flour Barn for the original recipes for the filling for both of these breads. And what I'll do is I'll list those below in the description box so you don't have to go and search for them. Checking to see for the window pane? Not yet. Keep mixing. Another thing I like about this Joy Dee mixer is it's got a timer on it. So that's how I knew exactly how much time it took for me to get this dough to reach the window pane stage. This lemon filling, guys, this has become one of my very favorite fillings. Now, wet your hands a little bit before testing out that dough so that your dough won't stick to your fingers. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And there we go, the window pane. Now we're going to cover our dough and allow it to double in size. Depending on the temperature in your home, this can take from 1 to 2 hours. In the meantime, let's work on our lemon butter. Again, you can find this original recipe from the Flour Barn, but it will be listed in the description box. Look at our dough. This dough was so soft and pillowy. I will definitely add this to one of my favorite recipes. And that's the thing about using freshly milled flour. You're going to have to just keep trying different recipes until you find one that you love. If you don't have a kitchen scale, I suggest that you get a kitchen scale. This way you can measure out your dough to make sure that your loaves are even. Now, let's talk about the big mistake that I made. You see that beautiful dough sitting at the top of the screen there? Yeah. If you are mixing more than one loaf, please, please, please don't do what I did. Cover your dough so that it can stay warm. I believe this is what caused my pastries to come out the way that they did. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But cover your dough, guys. Don't leave it out just to hang out in the elements. And we just added our butter and our cinnamon sugar, and we're gonna roll it up tight. After rolling your dough into a nice log, you can use a pizza cutter or you can use a bench scraper. You're going to slice your dough in half. And then you're going to braid it. And the next step, you're going to cover your dough and allow it to rise for about an hour in a warm place. Now here is where we made that mistake again. Look at the dough, it's still just sitting out. But I left this step in because we're about to have a visitor here. In about 3, 2, 1. Hi, my beautiful grandbaby. And for all of my out-of-town relatives, if you listen closely, you can hear the babies in the background having a wonderful conversation. Share, please, guys.
What do you want? Get out my toys. Yeah.
No, they're to share, Harper girl. You have to share. Madison, please go get some other toys, please. Okay, Mrs. D, back to baking. Now, you experienced bakers, please forgive me for this. I know you see my dough still hanging out, just deflating. I know what I did wrong. But guys, I had watched this video on Instagram that showed these beautiful pastries. And I was like, Mrs. D, you can do this. You can do this. So what you're about to see is my attempt to watch Instagram and make pastries at the same time. Needless to say, it did not work out. But guys, don't let that stop you. Try anything once, twice, or 3 times until you get it right. Now, I'm going to master this because I know what I did wrong. I will eventually recreate this recipe and master this beautiful pastry technique to fold these pastries into something beautiful. This is what it's supposed to look like. I think we have another visitor in our kitchen. No, not the pastries. There's my other cute, precious little grandbaby, but this one, she's not gonna mess with the stove. I got so many comments about that and phone calls by my other grandbaby touching the stove while we were doing a taste test. As you see, I still didn't give up on trying what I found on YouTube, on Instagram. But again, the reason this did not work out is because I did not cover my dough. And here's our beautiful lemon loaf. Let's go ahead and get that one in the oven. But guys, keep watching. Keep watching. Let's try this again. Same dough, a different day. Now, the only thing different that I did with this recipe that I didn't do in the previous recipe was I added an egg wash because I wanted to see if it would make a difference in the look of my brioche dough. And now it looks like they're ready. Now I'll tell you, I added the foil to the top of the bread the last maybe 10 minutes of baking because I used an internal thermometer and my bread was not ready, but it was browning just a little bit too much. So I added the foil in order to cut down on the browning process. But look at that. Aren't these loaves absolutely beautiful? Yes. And you're going to immediately remove them from the pan, allow them to cool for about 1 to 2 hours if you can. If you can. Now, this is the original recipe. This is the first lemon loaf that we baked. And guys, it was so good, so delicious. But Mrs. D made a couple of mistakes here. I should have added a little parchment paper to our baking rack because all of that delicious syrup from the lemon loaf actually glued the lemon loaf to the pan. Okay, and as you see here, these pastries did not rise. They did not rise, but I am adding a egg wash to the pastries. I didn't add the egg wash to the original lemon loaf, but I did add it to the pastries. And I baked these pastries at about 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. Guys, they're not cute, but they smelled delicious. It's the cinnamon, the cinnamon. Okay, it's taste test time. Okay, guys, they were soft but flat. As you can see, they were so flat. Some of them rose just a little bit, but these pastries were delicious. They were absolutely delicious. I will, like I said, I'll do this recipe again because they're good. They're ugly, but they're good. Now this, I had to laugh at myself, guys. Look at my bread. And forgive me, the sound on the original video was horrible. So that's why you hear me doing this voiceover. This dough was soft, nice, and pillowy. Yes, it was. And this bread was it was delicious. It was delicious. I believe it was a tad bit overbaked. It was not dry, I guess due to all of the butter and lemon and sugar that we added to the filling, but it was absolutely delicious. So, what's better than one Mrs. D's taste test? We're gonna do 2 taste test times. Now look at these loaves. Aren't they beautiful? See, the second time is the charm. So guys, if you do a bread recipe and it doesn't come out the first time the way that you desire, try it again. Now look at this loaf. I believe that this loaf baked up even higher than the previous loaf. And I'm trying the lemon first. So good. So good. So good. I want to give a huge shout out to my neighbor, Ranjani. She supplied me with some beautiful, delicious cinnamon when she went on vacation. And I just want to say thank you so much for the cinnamon because it actually added a warm, beautiful spice to this bread that was amazing. So thank you again, Ranjani. And you can tell by my expression, wow, this bread was so good. So good. Both of these loaves were so delicious. I will definitely bake these again. They will be in rotation in my home. And also, guys, this bread actually freezes very well. So thank you so much for joining me today on Mrs. D's Baking TV. Bake with your family, bake for yourself. Guys, just bake, okay? Be blessed. Thank you so much for joining me and watching my video from beginning to end. And I hope you learned something. Thanks again. Bye.